I have the amazing privilege of sharing for a couple of minutes with you guys on the topic of identity. For me, identity has been absolutely integral in my walk with God. I came from a past that is easy to shape your identity. I came from domestic violence growing up and sexual abuse, as well as going into my teenage years, drugs and alcohol and everything that came with that. I fast had an identity around me that I thought that I was. I was blessed enough when I was younger to know that the Lord was real and had identity steeped deep inside of my soul. Now, growing up, I had to figure out who I really was. And Psalm 139 talks about how you were formed and fashioned in your mother's womb before the beginning of time. Now, that to me speaks of delicacy and intimacy, that he knows you so well that he wove every part of you together. But due to life's circumstances and sometimes things that happen along the way, unfortunately, our identity can be put in other things, whether friends, whether family, whether work, whether the way that society expects teenagers to be, whatever it is, we can let other things creep into our identity. And I feel like the Lord has been speaking to me about really going to those deep places. So rather than just give you a 2-minute testimony on identity, I want to give you a challenge. I challenge you to ask God what parts of your personality and your identity that he has formed and fashioned, and what parts the world has formed and fashioned. In Mark 4:24, it says, be careful to understand the meaning behind everything, because the amount that you want to understand is the amount that you will be given. So what I'm asking you today is to go deeper with God in regards to your identity. Ask him who he has called you to be. He calls you loved, he calls you chosen, he calls you unique. And a lot of the things that you think are negative, he calls positive. But I believe that there are also some things that have crept their way in that God is asking you, will you lay that down for me and let me show you who you are, what your true identity in Christ is? And I promise you, if you do that, that will take you throughout the years. I pray you have a really blessed day.